I'm already sweating, but I am going to go ahead and do this because I've been getting a lot of questions and comments about my books that I have collected over the years that I often reference. Actually, to be honest, they sit right by my toilet so that, they're always there where I need them the most. Or, when I'm sitting down for periods of time where I can sit and flip through and, you know, look at orchids that I may be interested in, because I am firmly a believer of research first, purchase second. I guessed at one point, hey there, my friend Ron. Good to see you again, or I know you're there. But yeah, I guess at one point I was a impulse buyer, but I think for the most part I've always done my research, because once you start killing orchids, you at some point have to begin to become concerned, or you really want to change your current plan than previous. I mean, it's just kind of logical, but I just think research is key, because unless you're in Madagascar or Ecuador or Florida or, a tropical zone, then you really are mimicking nature in wherever grow space that you put your things. Like this is Polysema, or this is Finisterre, which is a Laturia dendrobium, but it is from higher up on the mountains. So it still likes the water, it still likes the humidity, but it likes a cooler temperature. So where I have it now, it's probably not suitable for it, but I have it in the shade, I have it low, I have it underneath some other plants, and plus it doesn't get afternoon, it really only gets morning. So it's probably a good spot for it if I'm gonna leave it out here. As opposed to having it down there where it would get morning sun, or over here where it would get more intense morning sun and then maybe a little bit of afternoon sun, where over there we get afternoon sun, which really is the strongest sun, because it really happens shortly after the afternoon and then it continues on until night. But let's get back to the topic, and I'm doing my research for Ron, who's here, my love, and I thank you for, accepting the friendship and sticking by me, and finding interest in my channel, which I'm flabbergasted. So, yeah, I've had so many brainstorms. I think I'm going to try to do a project plant. If people are interested, I might do, not everybody. I'm probably going to, and I am probably not even being heard because I don't have a speaker. But I don't care. I know whoever is interested will be hearing and listening and knowing and understanding. But I'm thinking maybe 5 to 7 people. If I can find something like a seedling of something that I have in my collection, and maybe try to grow it with, a few other people as a seedling together, and track the progress of it to see, what a project plan is. But let me grab this plant, because this is what I'm going to, no, I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to do this one over here, which is, I'm just going to get the tag, Bella Vista. I got this, I can't remember, I think it was a bare root, Guttata times Forbesii. So these are 2 species. You see there in parentheses, and it is unnamed. So what you would do, and I've been pointing this plant out because this is the newest growth, which has a sheath in it. And if you notice as well, it is a bifoliate. So, I dropped the phone. but I'm here. But there's always a little bit of Looney Tunes here. But yeah, this is a bifoliate. As you can see, if you didn't know, Guttata and what was it, Forbesii, they are both bifoliates. So I've got my books over here, and we're going to do this several times with hybrids and species. So I am looking for, and I think this has, we'll see the differences in both books because there's different information. I love both of these books, but they sort of fill in the gaps where this one doesn't have information. This one sort of fills it out. Let me start with this book because this is really the most historical book, which is Alex Pridgeon. And this is what I was talking about with people. This is my grade card from Andy's Orchids, the printout of my plants. And they even put a score down here. 13 alive, 10 dead. That's pathetic. But you better, when you go to Andy's, you better be prepared. So this is a Pridgeon's book. I love it because it's historical. We are looking for Cattleyas. And Cattleyas are before Cotylogenes, of course. Catasetums. And here we go, Cattleyas. So this is Forbesii and Guttata. We'll see what it says. Forbesii, it says pseudobulbs, cylindrical, slender. Well, you can read. It really doesn't say much. Flowers are medium in size. It really doesn't say much, does it? No. This one says Cattleya guttata, large plant. Species was, that really doesn't say anything. Southwestern, that doesn't say anything, does it? It does say commonly near the seashore in southeastern Brazil. So that gives you an idea of the elevation. And by the way, this is Forbesii, which is I love Forbesii, I love Ludiola, but there's Forbesii and there's Ludiola. But back on topic. So Guttata is from the coast. So that means that it would like a lot of sun and gets a lot of water when it's in growth. You would assume that because it's near the coast and it would be in low elevation. So it would be, low elevation would be more of a warm intermediate grower. But let's check what Botanica says for those species. And Cattleya, here we go. And for some reason, here's Forbesii, beautiful. Now this says, Forbesii are very adaptable and easy to grow. Grows in Brazil, in the swampy coastal areas or forested riverbanks. So there you go, that gives you a clue. From sea level to about 200 meters. So it's low elevation, which is warm. Swampy coastal areas, riverbanks, so that means it gets a lot of water. So epiphytic, often lithophytic, so that means it would prefer to, lithophytic means that it grows on rocks or stone, and takes dry, more exposed conditions. Generally, lithophytics are exposed to extreme conditions. Stems are thin, flowers spring and summer. Now, I don't think, because it does not have Guttata, but we know that Guttata is a bifoliate and that Guttata is tall and that it is from the lower elevations near the sea. So, and it's a bifoliate, and it pretty typically would get the same kind of care. And so that's how you would determine a hybrid. You would compare the two species, their natural conditions. If it's near a seashore, then you know that they require more water than not. And you check out what the elevation is. Generally, it will tell you if it likes sun and whether it likes humidity. It generally will tell you the conditions in these books. Now I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do a species. And I'm going to do this one right here that I just got. And this is Bulbophyllum longiflorum, and it's the clonal name is red blotches. And this kind of got beat up when we had the storms, but that is fine. There may be more spikes coming up, and if you're asking, that might be a spike right there. But if you're asking, I am most likely going to just leave it as is, because I think I will be able to provide the humidity to keep this plant moist and hydrated, because it is really just on a plaque. But, so that is Bulbophyllum longiflorum. So I'm gonna go to this book and find the Bulbophyllum section. And if I were at a orchid show or at a nursery and I saw that plant, I would pull out my phone immediately if I were interested, just to make sure that my conditions matched it or that I was capable of getting it. Okay, so I don't know. This probably doesn't have longifolium because all I'm seeing is longissimum. But yeah, all I see is longissimum. But let's check this book, and I'm not sure. That's why you have to have numerous books. And you can go to a bookstore or online, or you can just watch my channel and I can tell you which books to get. And these two are ones that you really have to have if you really want to do research. So we are looking for longifolium, and there it is, longiflorum. Yay! I was getting to be worried for a second. And seeing there are many different clones, because you can see this is definitely a different color than what I have. Okay, so it's a synonym umbulatum, clavigerum. Very widespread species from Uganda, Madagascar. Madagascar, my friend. Page 100. Do you have... Okay, thanks. Okay, species inhabits rainforest from sea level to about 5,300 feet, which is wide range of elevation. Plant is a creeping epiphyte with pseudobulbs spaced apart on the rhizome, single leaf up to 6 inches, inflorescence up to 8, 6 to 8 peduncles. These are the peduncles, individual things, the umbrals. Flowering occurs from late summer to autumn. Culture is as for the genus. Warm conditions should be maintained. And also, you can say also that it's rainforest, native to the rainforest, so therefore you know that it wants constant water, doesn't want to dry out. And it probably can take a little bit more sun due to the fact that it is a low elevation plant. So I have to make sure that it gets watered every day, or that it is not dry. So let's try one more hybrid just for good measure, and let me look for one. Let me try to find one that is fairly common. Here, BC Maikai. Now, I know that BC Maikai is Cattleya guttata crossed with nodos. Is it nodosa? Or is it, I think it's guttata times, no, not guttata, I'm sorry. It's Cattleya boweringiana times, I believe it's nodosa. I think. So, knowing that it's boweringiana and nodosa, I do have a boweringiana somewhere that I've had. I got it Hauserman a couple years ago, and it was cleaned from a little bit of scale. I can't say where it is, but I have nodosas. Here's some nodosas, but let's go look at the book just to be sure. And nodosa would be a Brassavola, and Cattleya boweringiana. And I know this probably doesn't have it, Okay, so that does not have, this I think has, well it does. So we're looking up Cattleya bowringiana, which is one of my favorite Cattleyas. I say that all the time, but I know which one specifically that I refer to. So here's bowringiana, and easy to grow species comes from Honduras, Guatemala. There it grows on trees and rocks near fast moving streams. Plant is about 2 feet tall, 2 or more thick leaves, bifoliate. This is actually guarianthe now, which is, Aurantiaca is a guarianthe as well. Skinneri is guarianthe, but anyway, pseudobulbs are swollen in shape like, clubs. 5 to 20 flowers. They occur in autumn and early winter. So this plant, what it would do is put up its blooms starting perhaps in the winter before spring, early spring. The growths shoot up, and then they immediately put up sheaths around the fall, and then they bloom immediately. It's just all in one action. The sheaths, the cane matures, the sheaths form, and then you start to see the sheaths fill up, and then it flowers. Generally, behind a fall show like late October, too late for a show. I'd say October, or maybe it's even earlier. It's either earlier or it's late. But when they start growing, the whole process is very quick. But anyway, that's bowringiana, and you can get from this that it grows on trees and rocks, which is epiphytic or lithophytic, which means that they want to have perfect drainage because they get fast-moving. They're near fast-moving streams, which means they're near a lot of water, which means they get a lot of water when they're growing. After their growths are mature, when their sheaths come up, that is when you back off on the water, or else they will blast and you will lose all of your sheaths from that. You will get black rot. So that is one plant. When it gets the sheaths, you bring it inside. Same with guitada, you take it inside. And I should take that one inside as well because it's already formed the sheath, and it's just going to sit like that probably for a year. The other one, that's the guitada times Forpsii. But so we're at bowringiana, and then we're going to look at Bursavala nodosa. And since we're on this book, I'll just stay here. Here we go. Bursavala, 15 showy epiphytic species. Epiphytic meaning, they like highlight. They like their roots. They like the wet, dry cycle. Grow into large clumps, require room to expand. I think mounting does better. Water heavily throughout the growing season, less after flowering. Pseudobulbs should not be allowed to shrivel. So nodosa is here. Earliest of the New World orchids. Formerly epidendrum, but popular orchid to cultivate. Fragrance at night. Lady of the night orchid. Grows in low altitudes, rather dry conditions, which means that after their growths have matured, then they like dry. But they still like highlight. They still like the humidity and occasional misting, I would say. And that's how you really figure out the hybrids and the species. And you take the two cultures and situations, and then you just merge them. And chances are they either complement each other or they counteract each other, meaning that you can take a cooler grower and mix it, can cross it with a warmer grower and make a more heat tolerant orchid out of one that you would have issues with, or you cross it with the same temperature, same family, same culture. So anyway, I guess I could do one more. Are you still there, Ron? Or did you, who else is here? No, it's just you. Good. Let me see if there's anything else that I could do. I could do so many things, but what do you want to see, Ron? Anything? I'm asking, I'm slowing down because I know you're on a bum Wi-Fi. Because if you don't say anything, I'm going to get off of here and wipe my face off, and I'll just talk to you. But yeah, I am liking those grows down there. That's my Miva Cadabra. That bloomed really nice for me, and I am very encouraged by that. Very, very encouraged. Don't like that brown leaf down there. But I really love the color on that. There really is no fragrance, but that's cool with me. That is cool with me. And my Encelia africana, it's got a couple growths coming up. There's one right there. And there's that right there. There. Well, anything for you, you know? Anything for not just you, but I'm here for all of you because, you know, you're here obviously to learn. Learn from my mistakes and I will be really, if this one dies, I will be getting another one of these. And if I see, yeah, I'm seeing some more scale on this plant because it's been just abused by the scale. You can tell. I mean, I've chemicalized it, I've bleached it, and you can still see scale right there. So I'm gonna get it off of this shelf and hope that I soon see some eyes opening because this is one of my favorites. And since I got this, this is Baptia grape wax. And this is actually Gutata times Borinjana. So we've already done those. They're both bifoliates. We just did Borinjana. And Gutata, we did Gutata. And they're both bifoliates. They both like lots of water. They like light. They both want to dry out between waterings, but they don't want to dry for too long. And they both want less when their growths are mature. And then they hold their, well, no, I don't know when, but actually Baptia grape wax blooms when Borinjana blooms, generally in the fall. So that is Baptia grape wax. It's very fragrant from the Gutata, and it's beautiful. It's a very nice dark purple. And this is gonna be a nice dark purple too. That right there. And there should be more flowers coming out of that sheath. And that is the Kuwai drop. Red drop. All right, I am, unless Ron speaks up or somebody else who I may not even, or is Shutzi here? See, and I even put my sunglasses away. So anyway, I am going to call it a wrap unless let me see here. It is, well, it doesn't say it's so bad. It feels worse than when I think it says it's about 60 something percent. And look at that. Ugh. That's not good. That's my Mai Tai times jalapa. That blooms so nice. And hopefully, I'm glad I did not break off a spike. Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Ron. Hopefully I didn't take you away from your hike. And, you know, I'm going to, I'm going to hang this up and just probably down my phone. Because I'm so bored and I need socialization. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, this is my Diformorchis. No, it's my Dimorphorchis, which I've left out here, and that leaf really seems to be extending better, as are these growths on my Molimilani rainbow. I think that's what it is. That is so fragrant. Okay. All right. I am going to get off of this thing, but I'm going to point out one more thing. This is one that I thought I lost. And if you are into Laturias, Ron, anybody, this is one to get. Nora Tokunaga, Rhoda Stictum, crossed with H. ovulation. And I thought that I was losing the plant because a sure way of, these like a lot of water, and you have to, the canes will slowly brown, and even though it's green at the top, is if they're brown down here, it's a dead. So you really want to make sure that new canes or fresh canes are coming up, but you want to make sure the existing canes stay green, which is somewhat difficult when you think about repotting and maintaining the adequate level of water that it needs, or that it was getting before you messed with it. So I haven't repotted that one yet, but I am happy to see those 3 growths that are coming up, because this is a plant that I really want to keep and save and have forever, because Nora Tokunaga is a really good hybrid of just Laturias. As there are many, as you know, I have many that I have gone over recently, but that's one of the best ones to have. That and that Silver King, like I've been saying to my friend, and I've said that on channel here. Well, all of you are my friends, but Silver King is a good one, and I like Roy Tokunaga is a good show plant. But Adora Nishi will be really good once I get it to blooming size. It'll take a few years because blooming size, the last one that I had was the same size as this one. And this is giving me more spikes. Yay. And that was a division that I just repotted. And I'm happy that I want to see a new growth. But anyway, and I'm happy about this Schomburgki because it is giving me more growths from the base. So, all right, one more time, I am gonna get out of here, and we will see each other soon, I know. Thanks for watching, everybody. Love you all, and enjoy your orchids. Bye.